Close your eyes and imagine yourself soaring through the clouds, looking down on the world below as you fly towards your destination. It's a feeling of freedom and exhilaration that few experiences can match. But what happens when that feeling of freedom is shattered by a sudden and unexplainable disappearance? That's what happened on March 8, 2014, when Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 vanished without a trace while en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. The disappearance of the Boeing 777-200ER, carrying 239 passengers and crew, was a tragedy that stunned the world and sparked one of the largest search and recovery efforts in aviation history. For the families of those on board, the pain and anguish of not knowing the fate of their loved ones is an unimaginable burden that they carry to this day. The story of MH370 is a haunting one that serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of never taking a single moment for granted. Despite years of investigation and advanced technologies, the wreckage of MH370 has never been found, and the fate of those on board remains a mystery. The incident has given rise to numerous theories and hypotheses, from mechanical failure to terrorist activity or pilot suicide. And while we may never know what truly happened to the aircraft and its passengers, the mystery of MH370 continues to captivate and intrigue us, reminding us of the complexity of modern technology and the resilience of the human spirit. In this video, we are going to explore some of the possible scenarios and hypotheses that have been put forward to explain the disappearance of MH370. Each hypothesis has its merits and challenges, and we invite you to join us on this journey of discovery and exploration as we seek to shed light on this tragic event that has impacted so many lives. But before we do, let us take a moment to remember the 239 souls on board Flight MH370 and the families and loved ones they left behind. Their loss is immeasurable, and their memory will always be cherished.
We don't have the answers. This is one of the great mysteries in aviation history.
Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 takes off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport en route to Beijing Capital International Airport, carrying 227 passengers and 12 crew members. The Boeing 777-200ER has a maximum range of 7,725 nautical miles and was carrying enough fuel to last approximately 7 hours and 31 minutes, so at around 8:11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, the aircraft's fuel would have been depleted, and it would no longer be able to continue flying at 1:07 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. The last communication from the cockpit to air traffic control is recorded, with the words, "Good night Malaysian 370. At 1:19 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, the aircraft disappears from radar while over the South China Sea, between Malaysia and Vietnam. This occurs approximately 40 minutes after takeoff. Around the same time, several family members of the passengers on board begin to receive phone calls from their loved ones' phones. The phones ring for varying lengths of time, with some ringing for as long as 4 minutes before going unanswered and only ringing before going to voicemail. At 2:15 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, Malaysian military radar detects an unidentified aircraft in the Strait of Malacca, west of Malaysia, but it is not identified as MH370 until later. Based on satellite data, experts estimate that the aircraft may have continued flying for several hours after its last known location. Over the next few days, search efforts focus on the South China Sea and the Gulf of Thailand, where the aircraft was last detected by radar. On March 11, 2014, satellite data suggests that the aircraft may have continued flying for several hours after its last known location, and search efforts are expanded to include a vast area of the southern Indian Ocean. On March 16, 2014, French authorities announced that satellite images have detected potential debris from the aircraft in the southern Indian Ocean, but a search of the area does not yield any evidence. Despite years of investigation, the fate of those on board remains a mystery, and the disappearance of MH370 continues to be one of the greatest aviation mysteries of all time. It is possible that a mechanical failure, such as a fire or explosion, caused the plane to crash. However, this theory has been largely ruled out, as there is no evidence of debris from the crash site and the plane's communication systems were deliberately turned off. Some experts have suggested that the plane's captain, Zahari Ahmad Shah, may have intentionally crashed the plane. This theory is based on evidence that Shah had practiced a similar route on a flight simulator and had personal problems. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this theory. It is possible that the plane was hijacked by terrorists, but no group has claimed responsibility for the disappearance, and there is no evidence to support this theory. This hypothesis suggests that a combination of mechanical failure and human error caused the plane to crash. For example, the pilots may have been incapacitated due to smoke inhalation or hypoxia, leading to the plane flying on autopilot until it ran out of fuel. Some experts have suggested that the search area for the plane may have been too far south, and that the plane may have crashed further north in the Indian Ocean. However, no evidence has been found to support this theory. One theory is that the United States may have had knowledge of the plane's location but did not share it with other countries. This is based on the fact that the US has a vast network of spy satellites and other surveillance technologies that could potentially have detected the plane's location. At the time of the plane's disappearance, the US was conducting a military exercise in the region. Some have speculated that the plane may have been caught in the crossfire of the exercise. But there's another theory. The plane was carrying secret equipment that was being transported to China. This may be the cause that the US was involved. It's possible that the US withheld information about the plane's location to protect its military interests in the region. As the search for Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 continues, emotions run high for the families and loved ones of the passengers and crew on board. The world watches and waits, hoping for answers and closure. Our hearts go out to all those affected by this tragedy, and we join them in their quest for the truth. May the memories of those lost be forever cherished, and their legacy honored. Let us never forget the importance of air travel safety, and the human cost of every flight that takes to the skies.